Welcome to another episode of Kitchen Table Conversation, where I am your host, Rodney Pelt. I know y'all wondering what's going on with me. I got sick last week, some kind of upper respiratory infection. I'm just getting my voice back today. That's why I couldn't do the thing last night. So, yeah, I'm feeling a little bit better, a whole lot better. Just trying to work my voice back so I can do what I do. I love doing what I'm doing. So like and share, guys. Tell your friends about it. Text your friends, inbox your friends, hit them up on social media, all platforms. We're live on YouTube and Facebook right now. Tell them come watch Kitchen Table Conversations, because tonight is the last night before tomorrow's municipal elections in the city of Tuscaloosa. And our guest tonight will be, first we'll have Reverend Matthew Wilson on, and then after that, we'll have Mr. Deon Washington. Both of them are vying for positions in the district. Matthew is doing District 1 District 1 City Council, and Deon is doing District 2 School Board. So you'll be able to hear from them tonight. Before they come on, I just want to address something. And it just, I know in the last probably 30, 45 minutes, maybe an hour, a lot of you citizens of Tuscaloosa have been getting these random crazy text messages that has literally tried to impugn the character of certain people that's vying for election for a seat tomorrow. And I think it's low down. I think it's dirty politics. I think it's bad to whoever sent that out. And I hope that you watching this show will not buy into that political spin. I hope that you would not buy into letting that be a deciding factor of who you vote for on tomorrow. Like I always say, don't vote for your friends, vote for your future. But also don't listen to these dirty games and tricks that they play in the 11th hour right before the election. So I think it's horrible to put something out to try to impugn people's character this late in the game. If you had something to say, you should have said it way before. Put that out at the beginning of the election cycle so we can debate those issues, debate those talking points, debate those things, and also the candidates have time to come out and rebuke those things you put out about them. Because from what I've seen, a lot of it's false accusations. Maybe some of it might be true, but to put it out at the 11th hour, I think it's dirty politics and it's low down. So y'all people, just make sure tomorrow you don't vote for your friends, you vote for your future. Okay? All right. So we're going to jump right into this. Right before I bring on Mr. Wilson, I'm going to run a couple commercials. And then we're going to be right back with Mr. Matthew Wilson.
District 1, we have called for, and some of us have practically begged for change, for growth. I will answer that call by working with you alongside our community stakeholders to take us to new heights. I will ensure that our wants and needs are heard, and most importantly, they become our reality. We can be more. We can do more. We can have more. Vote Catherine Walden for Tuscaloosa City Council District 1 seat on March 2nd.
Hi, I'm Cassius Lanier, and I'm running for Tuscaloosa City Council, District 7. I will rid District 7 of eyesores and dilapidated buildings that devalue our property. I will create programs that provide second chance opportunities for felons to combat crime in our community. I will also work hand in hand with the Tuscaloosa City Police Department to build a better relationship with community and police. I believe in one Tuscaloosa, and together I think we can thrive in 2021 and beyond. On March 2nd, meet me at the polls and vote Cassius Lanier, Tuscaloosa City Council, District 7. I'm Cassius Lanier, and I approve this ad.
All right. Good evening, Mr. Wilson. How you doing?
Good evening. I'm wonderful. What about yourself? Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, I got you. Hey, how you doing, sir?
Man, I'm doing wonderful. After taking that COVID shot Friday, not realizing
Oh,
that
wow. Okay.
it will give you some side effects 24 hours later. Tried to
Oh,
run like
really? You
oh yeah,
did take the COVID shot? That's good. That's good. You
took
took
it Friday
which vaccine
evening,
did you take?
the Pfizer vaccine.
Pfizer. That's the one shot or two shot?
That's the 2 shots, and
Two shot. Oh,
the first shot, um, 24 hours later, I thought I was good, did everything I need to do uh, Saturday night. Uh, I just felt boom, it's like it hit me like a ton of bricks. Tried to push through Sunday. I just didn't have any more gas. Had to sit down. It made me sit down. I will tell you that much. But I will encourage people.
good.
We need it. So I would encourage people to take it. I took it, and I'm going to take the second one as well.
Well, good. I'm glad even though you had those side effects, I'm glad you're doing
Oh yeah.
okay. And I think the risk way outweighs the gain outweighs the risk of
Oh
this
yeah.
vaccine. And I'm glad you took it. And I'm glad you came back and said you recommend everybody
Oh
take
yeah.
the
Yes
shot.
sir.
That's admirable of
Oh
you.
yeah.
So thank you for saying that.
Yes sir.
Now, Matthew, we can jump into it because I can't talk too much tonight because I ain't got no voice. So let's jump right into it. The first question is for the ones that don't know you. I know you've been around the community. You've been in Tuscaloosa your whole life. You've been around the community for a long time. For the
Yes sir.
ones that might not know you, might just see you for the first time. Let everybody know who Matthew Wilson is.
Well, I can go on, and Matthew Wilson, born and raised son of David and Patricia Wilson, uh, lifelong resident of District 1. My mom and dad raised me, um, but then life happens. My mom and father got a divorce. My father left us, but yet the village mentality of the people who were around me, men and women, said to me that I would not be a statistic. They nurtured me. I'm a graduate of Oakdale Elementary. I'm a graduate of Central High School. I went to Stillman College, left Stillman College, went to Morehouse School of Religion. And this little black boy from the West Side, that's who I am. I'm a servant of people. I was reminded the other day, and when it came to being a servant, some things that I've done in the community, I've forgotten about. A family had got burned out. This lady who I went to, older lady, said, "You don't even remember me." I said, "No, ma'am, I don't." She said, "You was about 16 years old." She said, "And the family next door got burned out." And she said, "You said, hold on." And she said, "I brought them food and for days." And when you're a servant leader, you don't just look at certain things that you do. You know, I was battling, and just being honest with you, I was battling as a black man, and I was talking to some young people today. I battle the issue of being articulate. If I articulate well, it's said that I'm arrogant. But if I'm the type of person that's loud and boisterous, I'm called crazy. I struggle, Rodney, as other articulate black men, and I thank God for the women in my life who have helped me and nurtured me and have taught me. But I struggle with being an articulate young black man. And I think, and I had the opportunity today. I read this book by Nick Stone called Clean Getaway with the Northridge Middle School. And I when I began to read that book, I'm gonna show you what it said that touched me. That when you ask me who is Matthew Wilson around the community, it says this. The way Dad puts it, there will always be people who don't want to see black boys like Scoob do well. Dad's never said it explicitly, but Scoob knows he means black boys. And here it is when I read that, and I see and I know what you do. I can remember when, hey, you first started Mind Changers, you didn't know me from anybody else. The first thing, you called on some people that you thought were doing some things, and I was one of them. And I appreciate that, of being able to come on your show. I mean, not coming on your show, but to help, with the
Mhm.
sleepovers and things of that nature.
Yes,
I
sir.
I just being honest with you, coming to this whole race, I've struggled with, do I talk about everything I've done, or do I take the humble route out and not say everything I've done and let the work that I've done speak for me?
Hmm.
That's a struggle for me, because I'm thankful for the two women that's running against me. I have nothing bad to say about either one of them. Only thing I can say about me is that I feel that at this time that I am the best candidate. People, when you look at how I supported the community, Rodney, I've lived a life of, eating nothing but potatoes and onions. I've lived a life of not having heat in the house and having to use a stove to heat the house. I've lived that type of life of hearing gunshots, but that doesn't define me. What defines me is that I had a village of community to say to me that, boy, you represent us. Whether you go to school, whether you go to work, you represent us. And I've been thinking all throughout this campaign trail, because we've tried to run a clean campaign no matter what. I've tried my best to say, you know what? People they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
That's right.
And you know what? And listen, man, I'm getting kind of full, because I'm on this show tonight. I I can't say anything that probably has not even already been said. But what I'm going to say is that my prayer is, and my hope is, that on tomorrow when people go to the polls, that they that they have heard my heart, and that have seen my work.
Yeah, Matthew, you talk a lot about the village lately, especially, but um, I mean, you'd have a lot of conversations over the years, and you talk a lot about the village. Now, you running for city council. How can you implement that village mentality into District One and citywide? Because it's going to have to be
Yeah,
done
citywide.
in the interim. Well, not in the interim, but in process of doing that. How can you make sure that our other, and I'm just going to say it, I'm sorry, our other Black officials, we all learn to work together as the village?
you know, um, I'm glad you asked that question. Number one, I think there comes a time that the exposure has to be done. When we talk about the village and we talk about how do we do it in City Hall, when I was sitting in that classroom today, and I'm gonna say this, there were little Black boys and little Black girls who were in a classroom with little white boys and little white girls, and those little Black children did not look up until I began to talk about my life and my experience as a young Black man. And when I started talking about how I could see, there was one little young man to my right, when I told him that I felt as a Black man how I had been ostracized by community, or how I felt like, hey, I couldn't be smart or intelligent in my own community. His eyes popped on. How do we change that, right? And what we have to do, number one, is speak the same thing. How do we get to that? I'm glad you asked. We have to be able to come together and talk about a shared vision, because it's citywide. And I keep saying this. I'm thankful for the women in my life who paved way, who's done great things for me. But I also believe that there's a great place for the men in my life who've shown me, and I think that is imperative, and that is needed for us to show people that we have shared values. We may not all agree on the same thing on the city council, but there ought to be some values and morals and ethics that we have that will create one Tuscaloosa. that will create one Tuscaloosa in business, even though there's different businesses. And let me say this, I know as a pastor, when I go to City Hall, that there's going to be some things that I'm going to vote on that may not be what I would do as a pastor. I know that, let's say, for instance, a liquor license to a store. I know that there are things like that that come up. And I recognize that as a city councilman, I'm in a different role and I'm going to execute that to the best of my ability. So I believe the shared values and ethics and morals are going to play a great role in exposing that, and then allowing young people to experience it. I'm going to say this. What if we would allow our young folk, just like when I was in school at Oakdale, they took us to Capitol Park and they told us about how Tuscaloosa became Tuscaloosa.
Mm-hmm.
They told us how Capitol Park was the capital of the state of Alabama, where the capital was. Well, what if what if our young people, what if our seniors were given opportunities to come to City Hall and take tours and to see what we do and to create video experiences that they can see the people that they see every day at the grocery store doing things that they can identify with. That's going to create a sense of, I didn't know that I can do that. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like what you do when you taking kids on field trips, when you taking kids out of their element that they're used to and exposing them and giving them a different experience. It changes lives.
That truly changes the mindset when you can take a kid out of their environment and show them something bigger than they are, show them something that they can achieve just by changing their mindset and stuff. Like, let me get off my soapbox. We talking about you right now.
All
But
right.
Matthew, you have been part of the Ministerial Alliance. You have been a part of, I think, SCLC, NAACP, and all these kind of things. And you also served a term on the school board.
Yeah.
So with that being said, what accomplishments and things you have done in those other capacities to prepare you to be the next city council person in District 1?
Well, I you know, I and I'm gonna say this. I don't want to appear that I've done anything that I just would normally do, or that I've done anything for vainglory.
No, speak on your record,
Uh,
sir. We want
yeah, well,
speak on your record. It ain't bragging. It ain't
it-
what the song say ain't tricking if you got it.
well, and I'm gonna tell you that's a real thin line. Just being honest with you, that's a real thin line. You know,
Mhm.
in the Ministerial Alliance, I can say that as president of the alliance, one aspect that I told the alliance is that I feel that the alliance needs to be a part of not only the faith-based community of our city, but I also, as president, led the Ministerial Alliance into being a part of the business side of our community, and therefore we were able to connect with the Chamber of Commerce during that time, which we are still a member of, bringing that back, which they had, the Ministerial Alliance had, um, they used to be, but under previous administrations, that fell apart. And during my administration, that came back. Also, we continued the jobs program in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. As president, we continued to give young people the opportunity to have the soft skills, the experiences to work, and then we paid them during my presidency on the as well as on the Ministerial Alliance. You know, when people talk about cleanup during the bicentennial 200, I had the opportunity to plan and lead for the good of our city, citywide cleanup that was going on all across our city of Tuscaloosa at one time. I'm thankful for the opportunity to plan, to have been able to plan that and to lead that effort, which was awesome during the bicentennial. As it relates to work on the school board, I could you it's so much to name. uh, you know, I can tell you this. I've taken in children were put out by their moms who ended up going to DHR because of the fact they felt that no one's loved them. I bought clothes for children that didn't have clothes. I fed children that didn't that needed food. I've given and fed the football team, the basketball team. I made sure that the needs of whatever I was asked. And then, you know, the amazing thing is that I went to one particular school in which is one of my feeder schools, my feeder high school, and I gave something a large purchase, and the principal asked me. She said, "Do you want to take a picture and I want us to post it on Facebook?" I said, "No, ma'am, don't post it. You don't even have to tell anybody. I've done it because of the fact that she told me what the need was. We met the need, and I kept on going." You know, as it relates even to our school district. One thing I've advocated for, and I take pride in that, is that when MLK was a renovation, I pushed for MLK to be a rebuild. That school is in District 1. You know, I could talk, you know, some more when I advocated for school choice for kids that live on the west side to be able to go to schools north of the river. When I asked the board, please go ahead on and vote school choice. But guess what? So that the buses can run back and forth so that our kids, you know, and I say this, our kids feel like there was a disparity that they couldn't go north of the river. But I want them kids to see those big houses. I want them to know that they can have that same type of house. I advocated for transportation for all students in a 2-mile radius because now, and I lost the vote, but I stood my ground even when I was by myself. That 2-mile radius, let's say it rains like it's supposed to rain tomorrow, and these kids, if you're in 2-mile radius of a school, you gotta walk to school in the rain, in the snow. And I said, no, we need to pick them up. Even though I got outvoted in that time, I stood for that. And you know, I hope as Ministerial Alliance, the school board, you know, just as me in general, without any of those titles, I've tried to advocate for people. I've tried to feed the hungry. When the tornado came in April, you know, when the tornado came, people didn't know this, but I took food to Rosedale. I had a group of people feeding people. I didn't just start feeding people. I didn't just start giving water. I've been doing this. But one thing I realize is that, you know, sometimes whoever makes the loudest noise gets the media coverage. I wasn't doing it to make a name for myself. I did it because I love the people. And I want the people to know when I'm elected to city government.
Don't go. That's my next question.
Okay.
Well, that's the next question.
Now guess what? Now I'm gonna say this. Now some people that got on your show, listen, they just talk. Now you ain't well. How did you stop me? Go ahead on.
Hey, I stopped them too, but yeah. With your extensive resume and different things, what do you think that you can bring that's so integral to the city council in your capacity?
One thing that I believe that differentiates me in this opportunity is that I have the experience to deal with capital projects. I have the experience dealing with building and grounds. I have the experience of working with general contractors, construction managers. I have the experience of working with large projects. I also have the soft skills of working with all conglomerate types of people. It doesn't matter whether you're rich. It doesn't matter whether you're poor. It doesn't matter whether you have, as I heard one of my mentors say, whether you've been to Morehouse or no house, whether you live in the most dilapidated places. You know, I believe that I bring that. And I'm gonna say this: a young lady had me on the I was just talking to her. She does a podcast, and she really she plugged me, and she made me come out of a shell that I think I put myself in. She said, brother, she just said it to, she said, brother, that's what people need to hear. People need to hear your heart more so than you having all of the words. She said, you know what to say. She said, you know how to say it. What I believe brings me to City Hall, when I look at my district here, Rodney, these are the people now who are seniors who raised me. These are the people who raised me when I was a boy, and now I have the opportunity to take care of them in their senior ages. And that's whether they're black, whether they're white, whether they're rich or poor.
Yeah, Matthew, I got another question that just came in. And Deon, I know you're in the waiting room, brother. We might go over a couple of seconds on this one, so I'm gonna give you the ample same amount of time. Matthew, I got a question about the seniors. One of the other elected officials that has a commercial running about the Focus Senior Center and all the improvements that he made and stuff like that. How can we bring that same kind of vibe or that same kind of senior citizen participation to District? And I know District 1 and 2 mirrors each other, and I know
Yeah.
you're not running for District 2, but District 1, and we have two great facilities over there. So how can you as a city councilman try to put funds into a program such as the Focus Center, which people on the 1 and 2 are accessible to that, but it'll be closer to where they live? How can you help with that to bring that back bring it to District 1 or District 2,
Well,
to the west side? Go and
yeah,
say it, man. Go and say
to
the
the
west
west side.
side.
Well, let's look at it this way now. You got to understand the focus of the senior citizens, the ideologies of those seniors then versus these seniors now. These seniors now are part of the new, uh, as I call it, the new part of seniors. These people are great. How can I put it? They know about the internet. They know about Facebook. So they are more engaged nowadays in technological things than it has been in the past. I'm gonna say this right here. Advocating with neighborhoods, doing a study from the city's standpoint, knowing the demographics, sending information out, calling people on the telephone, sending robocalls to people. Because I understand now the group of seniors now are not the same group of seniors 20 years ago.
No, not at
So
all.
the needs, so I got to understand that the seniors now may not be the seniors that wanna do a quilt.
Yeah.
These seniors now might be the seniors that want to go on a trip. You know,
Yeah,
I've
that's
taken
on
my
Facebook. Yeah,
yes,
like
sir.
my mom.
Yeah, so I understand the seniors now, their needs are different.
Hmm.
You understand? So
I
when
got
I
you.
become, so I believe I first of all I gotta assess what are their needs currently. Because they might not want to just do a quilt or sit and eat a meal and talk.
Hmm.
They might want to go shop at Neiman Marcus, you know, because the baby boomers, the baby boomer generation is that generation of seniors now, which and some of the nexters have become seniors. So their needs are changing. So I believe in order to really utilize the McDonough Hughes Center, the YMCA, you know, I'm looking forward to a brand new Benjamin Barnes. You know, I think assessing by asking, by having an opportunity to say, hey, I'm gonna call a town hall meeting. I'm gonna create a group of seniors to hear from and to get their input. And once they input what it is they would like to do, because some seniors may say, well, you know, I'm to myself. I don't want to be in a group of people. Others may
Hmm.
say, well, listen, I would love to do that. So I think it's a matter of, first of all, opening up that channel, opening up that door to ask them and having a town hall, bringing them together, hearing them out and hearing them out unjudgmented.
You're right. You're right. That's a good one to access the needs of the community, especially with our seniors. Because my mother is in that category now. She's a senior, and she like going on trips. She like going shopping. She don't want to sit around and make a quilt or
Right.
make coffee at
It's a
hard as
it's it's a certain
she on
it's a
social
different
media.
group of seniors.
She was trying to make a TikTok the other day. I said, Mama, I don't even do TikTok. How
Right,
you trying to
right.
do a TikTok? So yeah, it's different.
Or
Now,
I tell you
Matthew,
what, listen,
go
or
ahead.
go to my church, where or go to your church. My seniors say we not old. I said,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
said they
Yeah, they
not
ain't old.
old.
They ain't old. Yeah, with the last minute, talk to give us your elevator pitch for District One. Talk about your platform. Why the constituents of District One should vote for Matthew Wilson.
Man, I guess the question would be how long do I have? But I'll say this. District
You got a
one.
minute and a half. You got 90 seconds.
Oh wow. Man,
No, you
well
got 2 minutes. Go ahead. You got 2.5 minutes. I give
okay.
everybody 2.5 minutes. You got 2.5 minutes.
Listen, well, listen, when I get to
Go
stop
ahead.
me when I get to 10 seconds. Tell me 10 seconds.
I got you. I got you.
You know, District 1 is the mother to all other districts. I'm concerned about affordable housing, not only just workforce development housing. I'm concerned that our seniors and our constituents in District 1 and that our young people grow up in a neighborhood where they will be able to have an affordable house. I believe in rent control because if you look at rent, it's going up constantly from at least $700 now to $1,100 monthly. And I understand that when people and persons cannot pay, as rent goes up in District 1 and homeowners are being offered less or are made to take less than what the houses are worth, many of them are actually taking a less for what the houses are worth, and gentrification is taking place. I'm totally against that. With gentrification is basically when here it is, people are actually moved out of their homes and then they're moved out and then they're rebuilt and it costs them more money to have it to get back to that house. I'm for recreation. I believe that we need a new Benjamin Barnes YMCA. I believe that we can create programs, as we talked about a senior citizen program, talked about programs for young people like coding outside of sports, coding and robotics, and even a stock market club. I believe in safety, healthy communities are safe communities, and I believe in community policing, and I'm going to push for community policing. I'm also going to push that we have economic development and community development because for so long, for years, the city government has promised the people in West Tuscaloosa that, hey, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. However, the data is not supported, or the numbers are not being supported with sufficient data. I believe that it's important to increase the number of small businesses and entertainment venues in District 1. I believe that we need beautification and mental health works. I believe that the city has more mental health opportunities for our officers to teach them how to deal with mental issues. I believe that I stand for vision, integrity, structure, and accountability. And I believe when you vote for Matthew Wilson, you are helping bring back the credibility that District 1 deserves. Because I believe that the future is now. Let's build bridges to the future because the future is now.
Good. I ain't even give you the 10 seconds. See, I ain't even give you the countdown. I gave you all the time you wanted.
Man, I
So
appreciate
thank you, Reverend Wilson. I appreciate you coming on, man. I appreciate
Yes,
all
sir.
the work you do on the
Thank you.
city school board. And
And
keep
guess
on
what,
fighting,
Rodney?
man.
And I'm gonna
Go ahead.
keep on. I'm gonna keep on. That's the thing. I'm gonna keep on doing what I'm doing.
That's good to hear because regardless of how
Yeah,
tomorrow goes, regardless of what happened, we still
that's
need
right.
you out in the fight. We still need
That's
you in
right.
the fight, sir, because we
That's
got a
right.
lot of big fights coming up. You already know.
Oh
We
yeah.
sit at the same tables at the same meeting, so you already
That's
know.
right.
We got some
That's
big
right.
fights coming up. Man, thank you
Yes, sir.
so much, brother. You
And
got anything to say you want to say?
And thank you so much for the opportunity to come tonight. I need your prayers. Pray for
Yes,
all of
sir.
pray for all of our candidates. Um, this is a running for office is tough, and It's tough on us and on our families. And pray for us all. Thank you all thank you, Rodney, for this time.
And your voting poll station is where?
And yes, and listen, you can vote for us tomorrow at Tuscaloosa Department of Transportation, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, right near the graveyard near First African Missionary Baptist Church. Looking to see you there.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Reverend Wilson. Appreciate you so much.
You. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, guys, y'all heard from Matthew Wilson. Call in for your Reverend Wilson. Call in with your comments and questions. I wish I'd have called and asked him a couple questions. I know it's Monday night. We got a lot of stuff going on. And our next guest can be coming on in a minute. But listen, when I say about District 1, well, I say that in the end. I say that in the end. Guys, get ready for our next guest is Mr. Deon Washington. He is a candidate for District 2 School Board. I'm going to run this commercial, and I'll be right back at you.
Hi, I'm Cassius Lanier, and I'm running for Tuscaloosa City Council, District 7. I will rid District 7 of eyesores and dilapidated buildings that devalue our property. I will create programs that provide second chance opportunities for felons to combat crime in our community. We'll also work hand in hand with the Tuscaloosa City Police Department to build a better relationship with community and police. I believe in one Tuscaloosa, and together I think we can thrive in 2021 and beyond. On March 2nd, meet me at the polls and vote Cassius Lanier, Tuscaloosa City Council, District 7. I'm Cassius Lanier, and I approve this ad.
Hey, Deon, what's going on, man?
Man, how you doing, Rodney, man? Appreciate you having me on this Monday night, man. I'm just not getting in from checking out my Falcons baseball. I enjoyed it. I'm still trying to get the final score, but when I left, it was 10-7. So, you know, my Falcons were doing their thing, man.
Let's go, Falcons. I know they're taking on Holy Spirit tonight. How my nephew played with the Falcons, DJ Sanders. How is he doing? How did you?
All of them are doing good, man. It's just a young team, man. The more they play, the more they're coming together. You know, they got a big win the other night versus Hope. They gave Minor High School, a very great 6A school team I used to coach, gave them a good run for their money on the other night. So, you know, we're coming together, man.
Coach Hutch is doing a good job over there, man, and I support him. We dropped off something to him the other day to try to help build that program. So we appreciate Coach Hutch. And we appreciate you going to support our young men because they need to see people like us sitting and cheering. And I was going, but of course, I can't get outside for the next couple of days. So, yeah. So we're going to jump right into it, man. You ready?
Yeah, man. No doubt, man. I'm ready to talk about District 2 and its education and what I can do to enhance the opportunities for our children in District 2.
Good. So, Deon, for the ones, I know you grew up in Tulsa, been here your whole life. When I went to college, you came back, what have you. And for the ones that don't know you, just did your first time running for any office or something. I think I might be. Right?
It is.
Yeah. And for the ones that don't know you, kind of let us know who Deon Washington is.
All right. I'm Deon Washington, born, raised, and educated in Districts 1 and 2. 2004 graduate of the Central High School, 2013 graduate of Stillman College. Father of one, 18-year-old daughter. I'm looking forward to May 28th when Bryant High School has their graduation. So my only child can walk across that stage, and I can support her and everything that she has done. I'm the last child of Henry and Catherine Washington. Been involved in all the things in West Tuscaloosa. I support my alma maters and all of their initiatives. I was the assistant head coach, offensive coordinator on the 2007 Central High School football team when we captured the 4A state championship. I currently serve as the president of the Benjamin Barnes YMCA Men's Club, where we're supporting a lot of the initiatives to get the Benjamin Barnes YMCA back how it used to be when I was growing up. And also, I serve as an ACT coordinator and recreational coordinator for the Stillman College Upward Bound program.
Okay, Deon, you got a pretty extensive resume, brother. I thought I worked hard. You working me on the Y Men's Club.
Oh well. Hey, look, man, we need to do for our babies, and that's why I'm here. That's why I jumped in the race.
Yes, sir. I know we together work intricately, especially when it comes to the Benjamin Barnes branch of YMCA this summer with feeding. When the pandemic hit, we made sure that people feeding. You jumped on board with me on that project, and other projects we got going on. The upkeep, I can say that upkeep of the Y. We've really been pushing the Y. Do that. So with all that being said, what accomplishments have you had in your past that prepares you for this moment right now to be maybe be elected tomorrow to be the next representative District 2 Tuscaloosa City School Board?
Well, I have thousands of man hours within the Tuscaloosa City Schools. I volunteered extensively while I was trying to get my teacher certification. I still have an active teacher certification, so I'm an educator by trade. Just past year, I took over as the interim coach mid-season of the Aliceville High School Yellow Jackets. And, through a tumultuous time and following one of my great mentors and one of my great friends, I was able to rally around a group of guys and get them to believe that, this wasn't the end. And we were fortunate enough to get to the third round where we were knocked off by the Mars Hill Bible School Panthers. But we exceeded expectations. A lot of things just growing up in District 2, doing things and rededicate myself to what I needed to do to become the man that children behind me needed to be. In 2004, my father, he became ill, so I had to come home and, become the man of the house, even though I was the baby. Even with that, I took in a lot of mentors of a lot of good young men now that are working in the Tuscaloosa City School, like Mr. Corey Walden, Mr. DeMario Pippin, police officers like Mr. Curtis Little, other guys like Mr. your baby cousin Jay Marks.
Jay.
A lot of those guys, man. I was more like that big brother that they probably didn't have, or the one that could relate to them, and make sure that we keep them on the same track that they needed to be. And those are the things that prepare me for this. I'm ready to mentor our young men and women, so we can cultivate more relationships with them and make sure that we're promoting more achievement opportunities for them in their lives, because our children need it.
Yeah, you talked about being a teacher and you still having your teacher certification.
Yes,
now, how can you? How does that help you being a teacher? How does that help you? Help prepare you or help you in this venture you're going in? How does it work? I'm trying to talk as less as I can with my throat. I'm sorry, my voice. But how does that help you with being a school board member? I'm sorry.
Well, I could bring a frontline teacher's point of view to our board and our central office staff. Currently, the board is made up of, to my knowledge, none of them are educators or have been in a classroom and knows what a teacher in the classroom has to endure. So I could bring that point of view to them and making sure that they know how everything works within the classroom and how it affects the teachers, the students, the administrators, and the support staff. So that's what I'm trying to do when I hopefully join the Tuscaloosa City School Board on tomorrow.
That's good that you have that teacher experience and the plight of a instructor in the school system, because a lot of times I'm gonna just say it, a lot of times people that sit on boards, and I know I sit on boards, so I understand people that sit on boards or in administrative roles don't really listen to, or don't have an ear to the day-to-day worker, that teacher, that custodian, that janitor, that maintenance worker. They don't have an ear to that, and I think that's so integral that you can bring that piece to the school board.
Yes, because I know coming up through school, I had a lot of mentors and a lot of people who poured into me, both men and women. If I started name dropping, I'll be name dropping for the next 30 minutes, man. But I know janitors like Mr. Ash, Mr. Green, Mr. Fuller, teachers like Mr. Walters, Bishop Senior, God rest his soul. My coach Jerome Jennings, Theodore Fulgham, God rest his soul. Melvin Gaston, God rest his soul. You know, these people, they poured into me when I was coming up, and all of the people that graduated with me, they poured into us, and it turned out great men and women that serve our community today.
Yeah, I want to address something with you, Deon, and I don't know. It's a question that came to me, and I want to address something with you. How important is it for you that you live like deep in the community and not on the fringes of the district? How important is that for you to be able to serve on a school board that you live and you're so entrenched into District 2?
Is very important to me, because the children that we serve in District 2, they need to see someone who is entrenched in District 2, that's not going nowhere, that is proud to be from District 2, that basically I wear that as a badge of honor, because being a West Side child is everything to me. Even when I worked in Mississippi as a PE teacher over there, I let them know, and I showed them things that we had, and they thought what we had over here was the Taj Mahal.
Mm-hmm.
I worked in Sunflower, Mississippi, and it was, the West Side is 3 times bigger than just that whole city. So it means everything to me. Being able to represent Central High School, no matter where I went, wherever I went, it's just unexplainable, Rodney.
Yeah, I got you. I
Passion,
feel the passion.
yeah, the passion for it I have, because I was introduced to Central High School at the age of 5. I was the ball boy for Roosevelt Sanders 90 and 91 back-to-back basketball championship team. And I was the ball boy on the 95 team when we won state championship in football. And Central High School and the devotion that I have for it, it'll never die in me.
Yeah, I feel the passion, and I see it and I hear it. And when working with you on a daily basis, doing what we do in the community, I know that you are dedicated to the West Side, but it takes more than dedication.
Oh yeah.
So the next question, like I said, I'm getting these questions. So the next question is,
shoot 'em.
What are you? How are you preparing yourself to be school board member in District 2? What are you doing to entrench yourself in the laws and bylaws and stuff of school board, so you can know what's going on?
Well, I'm glad you asked that.
Okay.
Right now, I just had the 2021 budget in my hand, and I've been studying that budget and knowing studying how everything works, knowing the proper protocols and how to operate during the board meeting, understanding the financial side of everything, knowing how the personnel decisions are being made, and obviously knowing how the changes in personnel are being made, and also just being active at the board meetings. I stay 3 streets from TCTA, where the board meetings are held. I can walk there. There's no excuse for me not to be there. And I've always been diligent about being there on Tuesday night at 6 o'clock. So I want to be present and making sure that I'm properly representing our district no matter what.
Yeah, that's good that you live like in church community, because I see you at the Y all the time. We had a noonday, and you didn't mention it, but noonday basketball is back. Midday basketball is back because of you. Yeah. So yeah, I appreciate all the work you do, and I appreciate that you being knowledgeable about the school board and what you're finna take on if you're so blessed. I'm not gonna say lucky, but blessed to take on that job tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Now, with you knowing about the school board and stuff, mm-hmm. what is your thoughts on the strategic plan that happened with the city school a couple of years ago? What are your thoughts on the advancements or the building facilities and different things like that? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, with that, the building of the facilities, we have some of the top-notch facilities in the state of Alabama. With that, we are the 14th largest school district in the state of Alabama. Currently, out of 136 schools. If you check the website and the stats, we are 11th when it comes to athletics. So that initiative has helped us in the athletic field. But I didn't feel like personally that we allocated enough money towards instruction. We are currently number 74 out of 137 schools, and we have to get to where we are achieving on a higher level with our schools and with our kids, because us being the 14th largest school district, we must start achieving so we can spirit and promote achievement amongst our students so they can matriculate into becoming better men and better individuals and better husbands and wives, so we could deter a lot of the things that happen in our community. That's the only thing that I had with the strategic plan. But at the same time, it's the plan that's in place. We have to work to make sure that we're implementing and following it and making sure we're creating the whole child as the learners and what we have every day in our school system.
How can you help bridge some gaps or help create some avenues with the city government and city school board to help our children be successful outside of high school? Also,
Yeah.
In the aspects of vocational school,
Yeah.
the arts, the sciences, and also when it comes to, I know this is a long question,
No, that's
but
fine.
also when it comes to juvenile delinquency and juvenile crime and different things like that. How can you help bridge those gaps and bring some clarity and more opportunity for our kids to be successful, whether they incarcerated or going off to college?
Well, number one is just being actively involved and advocating for those programs and advocating for those children. Just being honest, I wasn't the perfect child growing up, but I had the village, like Reverend Wilson talked about, that helped raise me and did everything that they needed to do. Advocating for the workforce development. District 2 has one of the biggest retail and business markets within the city. Midtown Village is in District 2. Both Sheldon State campuses are in District 2. Ollie's, Academy, all of those different businesses and stuff, they are in District 2. Lowe's, plenty more. We have to advocate for these apprenticeships for our students. Whether it's skilled labor, whether it's anything workforce development. I have the fortunate opportunity that the Secretary of Labor is my older brother. So whatever we need to do to create workforce development, and I consult with him, or whatever we need to do to create job fairs for our students, skilled labor job fairs, inviting skilled laborers in to talk to our students, because that is something that is lacking in the current market, and we have to fix it and stop it right now before it affects the future job market. So by talking to these people and coming to the table and facilitating all these things, let's make sure that we can spearhead it right now and advocate for these programs and these skilled labor jobs for our children. Just by geographically where I am, I'm between Dinah, Washington and Martin Luther King Boulevard. We have our elementary schools, we have the TCTA, we have CA Fred, and like I said, the big Sheldon State, the Martin campus. Both of them are in my district. If we're not advocating for these programs for our children, we are doing our children a disservice. Even if we had to create night school opportunities for them, after hours foster learning opportunities for them, we just need to step up and advocate for our children these opportunities that they need to help them be successful.
Yeah, we have to create those opportunities and make those opportunities. I'm so glad you said that, and you mentioned about workforce development. I remember working with Dr. Sutton so intricately over at Central High School when it comes to workforce development, also dual enrollment, and we would go pick up kids from Pfeiffer and gosh, I can't think, other places across when they got off of work and had to come back to school or whatever, picking those kids up, and they were so excited about the opportunities they was getting. And the girl was graduating. I'll never forget this. The young lady was graduating, and she had a child, and she said, Mr. Pelt, I'm so excited that they offered me a job today. I said, "Oh, that's good, baby, but you're not gonna go to college?" She said, "No." She said, "I can't afford college right now, but I'm gonna go eventually. But now I got a job, I can take care of my baby, and I got benefits." She said, "But what's benefits?" And I told her what benefits was, and she started crying. She said, "Now I can take care of my baby." And if that opportunity hadn't presented itself through the relationships that Dr. Sutton and others had with these companies, that young lady, no telling how she would have turned out. I know she would turn out great, but just to see that and hear that is great. And I thank you for wanting to continue to advocate for workforce development with our seniors, juniors, and seniors in our high schools. So, because everybody's not going to go to college.
No.
Everybody's not going to go get a trade. Some people just want to go in the workforce, work, and create a better life for them and their families. So I appreciate you for that. Now, another question from the Peanut Gallery. He said, "What's your plan for bringing more Black males in as teachers or administrators?" I'm taking a little liberty with that. But teachers and administrators into the school system.
Well, just to start off, as Black males, we are only 2% of the educational profession.
Whole 2%. World, nationwide.
2%. I'll send you the data behind it. We're just 2%. So we have to talk to our people at Stillman College, our people at UWA, our people at University of West Alabama. I know I'm very involved with the Stillman Teacher Education Program, which is our teacher education program at Stillman College. I have a great relationship with them because I was in 2013, I was that candidate. So I want to have a forecast of the potential of educators that are coming out so we can make sure that we are fostering those children, those graduates, so we can get them into our school system. I want to just be actively recruiting them. We have to have, it's documented that children who have a Black male teacher are prone to do two things: go to college and have a brighter future. So we have to focus on that. That is my plan for bringing more Black males into the school system, because I'm a Black male teacher, so I have to advocate for that as well. Although I am 100% behind our female teachers, but it's some way that our Black male teachers can reach our children a little bit more than they can.
Yeah, good Black male teachers.
Good Black male.
We had to really reach out to HBCUs
as well,
to get some of these professional Black men to be teachers to our young Black boys. Because just to be realistic, our young ladies, our women do a beautiful job with our children, and we're not taking nothing from them. But we need to see more Black men in the school system, especially when it comes to the lower grades. Teaching, so those young Black boys, they might be struggling with discipline or behavior or what have you. They look up to somebody and say, "Hey, if you tighten yourself up, you can be like me one day," and they have somebody to look up to. So I think that we really need to reach out to the HBCUs, and I think they're doing some of that now. But I think we can make a bigger push, because of course, we had two great men that left us last year in the school system. But one thing besides that, I was really disappointed was a few years ago, we had this young man that was at University of Alabama, and he was being a high school math teacher, middle school. I think he was a middle school math teacher, and he was so on fire to work locally here in Tuscaloosa because he loved Tuscaloosa, and he worked with me, mentoring the young boys, and all he wanted to do was be those young men's teachers.
That was it.
So he can get more into their life. But he applied and didn't even get an interview. And now he was a teacher of the year, I think, teacher of the year last year in Columbus, Georgia.
Yeah. We have to keep our
and now actually he was teacher of the year, and now he's on a national African American Male Teachers Association board and getting national recognition for the work he's doing in Columbus. And we could have had that right here. So yeah.
Yep. I got you, man.
Yep. So with last couple questions, let me see. All right, I think that was it. Deon, with the last few minutes, man, I know Matthew stole a little bit of your time.
No,
No,
I'm good. That's fine.
I'm just joking, man. Talk to the constituents, the voters of District 2. I know tomorrow's going to be rainy, cold, and all that, but talk to them about the importance of voting and why they should vote for you for District 2 school board. Take all the time you need, brother.
I got you, man. Like I said, I might get choked up about it, man, because all I've ever wanted to do was represent my community in the highest possible way. With your help tomorrow, you casting your ballot for me, I won't let you down. I ran this race for a lot of different reasons. I ran this race for my mother. She's 72 years old. She had 6 beautiful children. She had to bury one before her time came. I ran this race for the little child that stays on the outside of town, who hear the gunshots every night, who just want to have a chance, who just want to have a chance. I ran this race for my cousin that I lost 2 years ago, March the 20th, 2019, Brandon Washington. His motto was, life is 10%. What happens is 90% how you respond. That's why I had that 1090 experience thing in the back. He was a Central High alum. He was a 2004 national champion at LSU. I ran this race for our class of 2004. That was the first class when Bryan Central and Northridge came about. And I know how it affected us when our friends across the river were no longer walking to high school, walking the hallways with us. And, you know, those 128 kids that I graduated with, just out of that class, you had a world champion boxer, you had a successful businessman, you have lawyers, you have doctors, you have great parents. I ran this race for them. So I know it's going to be raining. Just endure the elements. But make sure when you show up to McDonald Hughes Center from 7 to 7, you cast your ballot for Deon Washington. I promise you I won't let you down. I just want the opportunity to represent you like I've always done.
And Deon, you're going to make me cry, bro. Stop.
Man, that's just how I feel, bro.
Yeah, man, we appreciate your passion, your due diligence with the Y Men's Club and things you do, man, in the community. And listen, if I had a vote, brother, I'd vote for you.
I appreciate it, man.
So y'all go out tomorrow and vote. Thank you, Deon. Appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you having me on, man.
Yes, sir. No problem. Guys, y'all heard from our two candidates tonight. District 1 City Council candidate, Reverend Matthew Wilson. District 2 City School Board candidate, Mr. Deon Washington. Go out and vote tomorrow. I'm going to try to run down your polling places real quick. District 1, oh man, I ain't asked Deon that, but I got it. District 1 is at the T-Dot building, right there in West End, right behind the cemetery in Van Hooston Steel, right in that area right there. You know where you vote in District 1. You're not voting at Stillman, so don't go up to Stillman. So vote there. District 2, thank you, sir, is McDonald Hughes Center. Go down and vote District 2. Polls open from 7 to 7. I think District 3 is man, I don't want to get it wrong. So District 3, go out and vote tomorrow. You know your polling place. District 5 is Alberta Baptist. Am I right? District 5 is Alberta Baptist. District 6 is, man, I forget. Is it the Belk Center? I forgot. I'm so sorry. I forgot. Go out and vote District 6. Y'all know y'all vote at. District 7 is East McFarland Baptist Church. That's the church. If you go past Joe Factory Road up 82, that's the church over there. So in District 4, I'm not sure where they vote at. So go out and vote, guys. I'm sorry. I lost I had my thing here, but Deon, put that in the chat. I know you're still watching, so put that in the chat if you can find it real quick. and we'll run that down again. But guys, listen, I want to say this again. I'm very, 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 very upset and disappointed that we have allowed who we vote for divide us. And I'm just saying it because I ain't got a dog in neither one of these fights. I don't have a dog in none of these fights. So with all the rhetoric and the hatred and the vitriol post and stuff on social media about two candidates and different things like that, that's wrong, guys. I'm just saying it's wrong. And I'm just going to say it. Black folk, we got to do better. We got to do better. We can't try to defame people. We can't try to put stuff out. If you don't want to vote again, if you don't want to vote for them, come up with your own platform, your own campaign. Don't try to defame somebody, deface somebody, and knowing they got wife and kids and families that they got to feed, and then you're gonna put stuff out there, false stuff, crazy accusations, thing that's gonna make them just it. We gotta do better, black folk. We gotta do better. We can't allow the divisiveness to tear us apart as a community. I'm gonna just say, Cash and Sonya is both awesome people. Both of them will be great as city council people. Whoever get elected tomorrow, I think they'll do an awesome job. But these outsiders, outlying, these eavesdroppers that's coming in here throwing all this crap on folks and talking about people's kids, talking about people's wives and their livelihoods and their families, talking about people's past, and you don't know the whole truth, stuff like that. That's crazy on both sides of the coin. That's crazy. And it's only coming from us. We gotta stop that. We gotta stop it. Whoever wins District 7 tomorrow, we're gonna give them a pat on the back, slap on the butt. Let's go, let's make it happen for District 7 in the city of Tuscaloosa. And the person is not, wasn't blessed enough to win, we're gonna give them a pat on the shoulder, slap on the butt. Let's go, let's make it happen for District Tuscaloosa. Same thing. We all gotta have that same mentality. If my man didn't win, or my woman didn't win, I'm still going to support whoever won so we can make District 7, District 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6 a better district and make Tuscaloosa a better city. We got to do better, guys. We can't let people send out text messages to your phone about people's records and about people's backgrounds and stuff like it's crazy in the 11th hour. That's crazy. We got to do better, black people. We got to start standing up for our people, stand up for people that run, and when they get in those positions, hold them accountable. If they ain't done nothing, it's 4 years, and they come back in the 4th year, talking about I did this, you say, no ma'am, no sir, no you didn't. We're just going to vote for the next person. We got to go to city council meetings. We have to go to school board meetings. We have to go to pre-council meetings. We have to go to all these different things, hold these people accountable that sit in these seats, that we were gracious enough to give you our vote. We let you earn that seat. Just like we gave you that seat, we can take it from you. So hold these people accountable. Go to your school board meetings. Go to your city council meetings. I don't even live in the city. And I go to the meetings because I want to see Tuscaloosa a great city. You know how they got an all-American city? I really want to make it an all-American city. A city that these black boys and black girls and little white boys and white girls can grow up and love and appreciate each other and grow up to appreciate the grown-ups that made the city what it is for them. But right now, our black boys and our black girls, and yep, I'm just saying it, is looking at all this bull crap that's on social media, that's in these text messages, all this crap, and they're saying, man, wow, I'm going to hate this person because they don't like this person. I'm going to hate Cassius because Sonya don't like him. Or I'm going to hate Sonya because Cassius don't like him. Or I'm going to hate Deon because LaKenna don't like him. I'm going to hate Matthew because Q don't like him. I'm going to hate Matthew because Kendra don't like him. You know, I'm just saying that. I just stuff that's crazy. This is what our kids are seeing. We got to stop it. You don't see these kind of virtual ads and text messages and social media crap in other communities. You don't see that in District 3. You don't see that in District 4. But you see it in 5 and 7, 1 and 2. Yep. 5, 7, 1 and 2. We got to do better, black people. Hold these folks accountable. When they take that seat tomorrow, Wednesday morning, you get up and call them. Say, hey, this is what I need in my district. This is what I need on my road, my street. We need more lighting. We need sewage projects done. We need the crime to slow down and stop. Well, it ain't gonna never stop. I'm sorry, it's just a fact. We need to slow down. We need to make our neighborhoods safer. We need our children to be not only equal, but equitable. We need our schools to be equal and equitable across the board. We need more opportunities for our underserved students. Workforce development, dual enrollment. We need more educational opportunities for those kids. When it comes to our youth violence, we need more diversionary programs. Ain't nobody talked about that. We need more diversionary programs. Yeah, we got the HELP program, and we got this, we got in-school suspension, but how does that work when we still got babies getting killed on the street every day? How's that work when our babies robbing, stealing, and killing each other? I'm going to the detention center, and I'm seeing the same kids over and over and over again. How does that all work? Let's start thinking out of the box, people. School board members, city council members, police department, sheriff department. Let's think outside the box. Think of ways that we can stop some of this stuff that's going on. Stop some of these crimes, stuff that's happening with our children. Stop some of these kids dropping out of school, kids not even going to school. I talked to a teacher one day, and she was asking me, could I help find a kid? And she had kids, 10 or 15 kids that hadn't even showed up to school. And it's deep off into the semester. And this, not to say this was like the first semester. Think outside the box. And if they don't think outside the box, people, you got my permission to call them out. Call them out. Say, hey, we need a diversionary program for our youth that's had some behavior issues. We need some programs. So I know I'm talking a lot, guys, but I just got to say it. I was on a benchmarking trip a couple of years ago somewhere. I think if Eric was watching, you was on there with me, in Jabari and some more people. They was talking about the kids that was at the risk of dropping out by 9th or 10th grade, that might have had 1 or 2 credits, had some behavior issues and all kind of things like that. They identified those kids, kind of didn't like the way they did it, but I understood the premise of it. They identified those kids, and with this big manufacturer they have in Chattanooga's Volkswagen, I think, they got those kids, put them in a workforce development program at 15 years old. They was able to get a job at Volkswagen, not the suppliers, but at Volkswagen. They had, I think, 20 spots or whatever. But those kids was able to get a job, work through the daytime, and in the evenings, they would go to school for a couple hours or whatever so they can finish their credits, graduate, put some coin in their pocket, stay out of trouble. And once they graduated, they was either able to go into a junior college program that was mechatronics, robotics, or whatever they wanted to, or if they made it to the top whatever percent, because most all the kids, they was able to get hired on full time at that plant. Those are the type of out-of-box thinking that we need here in the city of Tuscaloosa. But it takes all us working together: city, school, police, sheriff. But with all that other bull crap, with the text messages and the Facebook posts and the Instagram posts and all this kind of stuff, and it's time out for that. I hate that I'm seeing this. So tomorrow, guys, I know it's going to be wet. It's going to be raining. It's going to be crazy. Go vote. Get up out your bed, 7 o'clock, go vote. Go vote. Go to McDonough Houston, District 2 vote. T-Dot, District 1 vote. District 7, go to the East McFarland Church. Alberta Baptist in District 5. District 3, I think it's the Phelps Center. Rock Quarry over there, somewhere in that area. Go vote. District 6, I'm not sure. I'm sorry. I think it's Maccabee, maybe the Maccabee Center, whatever. But go vote. You ought to know your polling place. Same place you voted. Well, not the same place. But yeah, go on the website. I'll put it on Facebook in a little bit. Go vote. Go vote. And if you lose, I'm gonna just say this. Don't be salty and sit back and not work. Keep grinding. Keep doing what you're doing. Because we need you too. We need you too. We need you too on the battlefield. The Belk Center at District 6. I'm sorry. Thank you, Ms. Gaines. Thank you. Okay, let me correct something I said earlier. Don't go slap nobody on the butt, okay? Just pat them on the back. No, I'm an old football coach. I'm sorry. Don't pat nobody on the butt, guys. Just pat them on the shoulder, shake their hand, say good job. Make sure you sanitize, wear your mask. Yep, so y'all be safe. Go vote tomorrow. I'm going to go downstairs, take some more medicine and drink my tea. And we love y'all. Make sure you go vote. Oh, one last thing. I'm running these commercials. I'm going to get out of here. Hit that Cash App, guys. This show costs a lot. It costs a lot to run this show and stuff like that. We asking for your support. If you love it, you love the platform, you love the show, you love the entertainment and the education and man talk, please, please, please hit the Cash App. No give is too small. No give is too large. We appreciate you. Everything we do goes directly to the show. I don't put anything in my pocket because God has blessed me to be a retired military soldier, and he has financially blessed me and my family, so I'm able to do this. But we do need a little bit of your help. So go do that. Hit that Cash App. We appreciate you so much, guys. Thank you all for watching. We'll see y'all Wednesday with Man Talk. We will be doing it live Wednesday. So appreciate y'all so much. Thank you.
District 1, we have called for, and some of us have practically begged for change, for growth. I will answer that call by working with you alongside our community stakeholders to take us to new heights. I will ensure that our wants and needs are heard, and most importantly, they become our reality. We can be more. We can do more. We can have more. Vote Catherine Walden for Tuscaloosa City Council District 1 seat on March 2nd.
Hi, I'm Cassius Lanier, and I'm running for Tuscaloosa City Council, District 7. I will rid District 7 of eyesores and dilapidated buildings that devalue our property. I will create programs that provide second chance opportunities for felons to combat crime in our community. I will also work hand in hand with the Tuscaloosa City Police Department to build a better relationship with community and police. I believe in one Tuscaloosa, and together I think we can thrive in 2021 and beyond. On March 2nd, meet me at the polls and vote Cassius Lanier, Tuscaloosa City Council, District